I'm Barry Shaw, The View from Israel, Israel at War. Those of you who have been following me from the beginning might recall that on day 2, while we were still being massacred here in Israel by the Palestinian ISIS murderers, that I said to you, the crocodile tears that you're hearing from your media will last probably a few days, and we need your support when they turn against us. This happened yesterday in their reporting of an explosion by a hospital in Gaza, and they came out all guns blazing against Israel. I'm going to give you one, for us, shocking example from Sky News. Let me give you a background. We all in Israel were watching, of course, Israeli news as we're doing 24/7, and we heard about the explosion, and we saw the fires, and we heard from a IDF spokesperson who said, "We never aimed at a hospital. We never aim at a hospital. This was not our doing." And we stayed glued there until we got a report from the IDF saying it appears to be either a shortfall of a Hamas rocket or perhaps a rocket that was being fired and exploded at the start. Let me give you a bit more facts and detail. What you probably saw on your TV screens that we saw was massive people surrounding the entrance of a hospital. It was the Ali Arab hospital in Gaza. And what we saw over here, there were a couple of ambulances, one with lights shining, but they were sitting there. There was no rushing with casualties. But we on Israel were watching that the Palestinian Health Ministry were reporting 100 dead, 200 dead. And we were scratching our heads, said, from what we saw, it was impossible there would be 200 dead because this fire wasn't inside a hospital. It seemed to be in a large yard away from the hospital. But that wasn't enough. The figures kept ramping up. And then, and again, I repeat, the IDF said we're investigating it and we will give you the facts and information as we have it. And we all lingered on. And they came up with a video very quickly of a rocket, which we will show you that video right now. So then I've decided to flip over to the other channels and I went to Sky News. And I came in the middle of an argument between their senior correspondent, Anna Bottom, and an Israeli diplomat, Mark Regev, who was calmly explaining that Israel has been doing everything possible to safeguard the civilians of Gaza, that we abide by international law and criminal law whenever we're fighting a fight as well. And she wouldn't listen to him. By this time, the Hamas media were saying that were 500 dead. And she began angrily to start accusing and interrupting Mark Regev as he was trying to describe to her or explain to her, but this is the Hamas playbook and you are playing into it. You are becoming part of the propaganda. And she wouldn't accept it. And when he said, would you not accept, would you not reserve judgment until the facts came in? And she said, not interested, and closed the interview. Here we had a senior Sky News reporter, even higher than that, telling Israel, we're not interested in reserving judgment, we've judged you. Now, this is where I want you to come into the fight, because last night I sent a detailed letter of complaint to Sky News, where I demanded not an apology, but they fire this Anna Bottom for becoming a tool of the Palestinian Hamas media propaganda machine. Nothing less would do. So this is the time where I'm asking you and appealing to you to go to the website or the email address of I'm looking for it right now, to be honest, of the Sky News Complaints Department, and demand, first of all, that they fire this on a bottom, and second, to get another honest, dispassionate reporter to do two things. First, to go to Shifa Hospital in Gaza City and request to go to the basement and interview the senior operators of the Hamas terror regime, because they are sheltering themselves and their organizational headquarters is in the Shifa Hospital, which Israel will never bomb, knowing that this is the heart of the Hamas machine right now. So I would demand Sky News and other media to go to the Shifa Hospital and not complain on fictitious figures of casualties in the Palestinian dead, but get to the heart of the current Hamas Palestinian terror machine. The second thing they should do, if they want to be honest reporting, is demand of the Hamas or the Palestinian Hamas Minister of Health, whatever it is they call themselves in Gaza, to go and visit the hostages that are being held by your Hamas murderers and interview them and put that on air. I dare you to do these two things if you are saying you're in for honest reporting. They are not. The Western media have clearly become an arm of the Hamas propaganda machine, and this has to stop. Anybody interested, please contact me by email. I'm not going to give it on air because it's used by our enemy. Go to my social media pages and I will give you the email address, if you can't find it yourself, of the Complaints Department of Sky News in Britain, UK, and demand not just apology, but the removal of Anna Bottom, who was instilled in Jerusalem as a spokesperson and a propaganda arm of Hamas. This is Barry Shaw, an angry Barry Shaw. This is The View from Israel, reporting on Israel at war.
אנחנו מכריזים בזאת